Good morning, students. Today we're going to start with a new chapter, comparisons. But before we start answering the questions, let's try to understand what the chapter is all about. Let's start with the key terms and their meaning. So we have already studied in the previous class that adjectives are the words that describe the nouns. Let's look at some of the examples: tall, small, colorful, short, etc. In today's lesson, we will learn that comparison means to compare the nouns by making use of the adjectives and its degrees of comparison. Now, there are three types of comparison or three degrees of comparison, namely no comparison, also known as positive; more than one comparison, also known as comparative; and more than two comparisons, also known as superlative. So let's see how we're going to write the adjectives for no comparison. We will write the adjective as it is. We use is, are before the adjectives. Now let's look at some of the examples. Rajiv is fat. Within the bracket, we have the adjective fat. So, since we are not comparing Rajiv with anybody, we're going to write the adjective as it is. Let's look at another example. The puppies are small. So, within the bracket, we have the adjective small. Now, we're going to write the word as it is because the puppies are not being compared to anybody. Now, let's see how we are going to write the adjectives for more than one comparison. We will have to add er, ier to the adjective, and for some words we need to add more before the adjective. We use than after adjective. Now let's look at the following examples. Ajay is smaller than Binoy. This book is heavier than that one. This painting is more beautiful than that one. Now let's see how to write adjectives for more than two comparison. We need to add est, iest to the adjectives, and for certain words we're going to write most before the adjectives. We use the before adjective and sometimes the most before adjective. Now let's look at the following examples. Ajay is the smallest boy among the three boys. This book is the heaviest. This painting is the most beautiful. Now that we have understood the degrees of comparison, let's do one small activity to understand the concept even better. Let's look at this picture. There are three boys, Sunny, Rahul and Vijay. Now we will have to answer the questions that follows. So, in order to answer these questions, we're going to consider the adjective tall. Now let's look at the first question. Sunny is dash. For this sentence, we're going to write the word tall as it is because Sunny is not being compared to anybody. Now let's move on to another question. Vijay is dash than Sunny. This sentence talks about more than one comparison, so we're going to put er to the word tall. So the answer is going to become Vijay is taller than Sunny. Now let's look at the last question. Rahul is the dash boy among the three boys. This sentence talks about more than two comparison, so we're going to add est to it. The word will now become tallest. Let's look at some of the adjectives for no comparison and more than one comparison. Light, lighter. Strong, stronger. Smart, smarter. Fast, faster, short, shorter. Now let's look at this question from your textbook. This book is dash than that one. Mohan is dash than Sohan. Tarun is dash than his brother. The aeroplane moves dash than the train. Rita's hair is dash than Richa's hair. So all these sentences talks about more than one comparison. So in all these words we're going to add er. So it will become lighter, stronger, smarter, faster and shorter, like this. Now let's look at some of the words for which we cannot add er to it. So in that case, we will have to add more before the word. Comfortable will become more comfortable. Beautiful will become more beautiful. Interesting will become more interesting. Important will become more important. Exciting will become more exciting. Now let's look at your exercise once again from your textbook. Make comparisons using the words in brackets. So I'm going to read out the sentences for you. I am dash in this seat than that. Jyoti is dash than Meena. This book is dash than that one. This lesson is dash than the next lesson. Our journey to Shimla was dash than our journey to Goa. So we have the words over here: comfortable, beautiful, interesting, important, exciting. To all these words we are going to add more before. So it becomes lighter, more comfortable, more beautiful, more interesting, more important and more exciting, like this. Now let's look at the adjectives for more than two comparisons. Big, biggest, cold, coldest, tall, tallest, young, youngest, smart, smartest. Now let's look at this exercise. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of the words given in bracket. So I'm going to read out the sentences. The red car was the dash among all the cars. Today is the dash day of the month. That is the dash building of the area. So all the sentences are talking about more than two comparison. So we're going to write biggest, coldest and tallest respectively, like this. Now let's look at some of the adjectives for which we cannot put est. So in that case, we will have to put most before the adjective. Colorful will become most colorful. Beautiful will become most beautiful. Interesting will become most interesting. Intelligent will become most intelligent. Exciting will become most exciting. So let's look at this exercise. Make comparisons using words in the brackets. So I'm going to read out the sentences. This is the dash painting in the exhibition. Yesterday's match was the dash match of the tournament. This is the dash room of the house. Pia is the dash girl in the class. This is the dash cartoon I have ever seen. So these sentences are also talking about more than two comparison. Now we're going to add most before the words beautiful, exciting, colorful, intelligent and interesting, like this. Now let's look at this question. Choose the correct words from the brackets. Tarun is the dash boy in the class. So Tarun is being compared to the rest of the boys in the class. So this is a question about more than two comparison. So the correct answer would be most intelligent. Let's look at number 2. The hare is dash than the tortoise. This sentence is talking about more than one comparison. So we're going to write lazier. The hare is lazier than the tortoise. Let's look at sentence number 3. This quilt is dash than that. So the sentence is talking about more than one comparison. So we're going to write warmer. This quilt is warmer than that. Number 4. Her dress is dash. So in this sentence, we're not comparing the dress with anything. So we're going to write beautiful. Cotton wool is dash than paper. This sentence talks about more than one comparison, so we're going to write lighter. Cotton wool is lighter than paper, like this. Thank you.